10 o'clock, feeding for the guap.
Hey YouTube, it's your friendly neighborhood natural Lex, or you may know me as Chocolex on YouTube, and I'm back with another YouTube video for you guys today. In today's video, girl, please act like you have some sense. As y'all can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing 10 binge-worthy Netflix shows that you should be watching while we are still encouraged to stay at home. I guess a lot of us, including myself, we have been out, and you know, we've been out, but I kind of feel like we probably gonna be going back on lockdown at some point in time, especially in the new year. So y'all are gonna be needing some new shows to watch, and this is where I come in. I do already have a video on my channel up of where I did basically the same video just like this, except for this is going to be 10 completely different shows. All the shows on my list, they are Netflix originals, meaning that they were created by Netflix. They are only available on the Netflix platform. 10 shows, these are in no particular order. This first show, I actually meant to put this on my first video that I did, but I don't even know where my mind was, like, and it was so good. Literally, I finished it within a day, which actually, let me stop playing. Most of these shows I did finish within a day, but this one was so good. So the first one is Locke Key, and basically in this series, there's a family that moves into an old family home. It's been a while since I watched this show, so let me get my facts together before I try to start telling y'all. If I'm not mistaken, I think the father died, so the mom, the 3 kids, they moved back into the old family home, and inside the house are these magical keys, and all of the keys have different abilities, different things that they can do, things that you can do with them. Prior to this year, and maybe even a little bit before last year, I really was not into like magical shows and powers and stuff like that. The plot is really good. The characters are, actually, I don't even know any of the characters in this show. You may notice some familiar faces in this show though, because what I noticed about Netflix is they like to recycle. They be recycling different actors and stuff, especially with the younger actors. Next show is Virgin River. So I just finished this one, I think last week, and it took me about a day. So in this show, a doctor, she moves from the city, goes to this itty bitty small town to work in a private practice. She was hired by the mayor to assist the doctor who runs the private practice, and they kind of clash, don't really get along like that, have some, you know, personal issues. Of course, everybody in the show has their own personal issues. Of course, there's a guy, they kind of have a little fling, because what's a Netflix show without a fling? From the outside looking in, you're probably gonna be like, this show is boring. And low-key, it starts out a little bit slow, but much like a lot of the other Netflix shows, you have to give it a chance. So if you just continue to watch it, I think they did get renewed for a season 2, and that should be coming. What's today? I don't even know what today is. Sometime, shoot, I don't know. Let me not even get to lying. Next show is Grandy Army. OMG. First of all, I just gotta say that Grandy Army was literally a work of art. Like, the entire production, the entire cast, the plot, the character development, the everything. It was just so good. This show deals with a lot of deep stuff, so trigger warning, it does talk about rape. I feel like it kind of touches on depression, homosexuality, bullying. It also has that in it. So there's actually a lot of real issues in this show, and basically is about a bunch of teenagers who go to Grand Army. Grand Army is the name of the high school in the show. They're all in New York, and each character has their own issues or something that they're battling with, whether it be in school, whether it be with their family, whether it be with their romantic relationships. It's all something that they are dealing with, but each character is connected to the next in some way, shape, or form. It was just really a good watch. Some people compare it to Degrassi, except they say that the acting is way better in Grand Army, and I would have to agree. I feel like all the characters in the show, they played their parts so well. Like, I don't think they could have done any better with choosing the cast. It was so good. I really hope that they get renewed for a season 2, because I'm telling you, it was so good. I really think that you guys will enjoy. It's like very drama filled, and like I said, it does touch on some heavy subjects, but if those type of things don't really bother you, then I think you should be okay. Number 4 on the list, The Queen's Gambit. Now, let me tell y'all something about The Queen's Gambit. First of all, I just finished this show last week. Much like all the other shows on this list, just to give you a quick little synopsis, summary, whatever. There's an orphan who learns how to play chess, and she learns how to play chess from a janitor who works at the orphanage, and she actually turns out to be very, very good. That's the short summary. It's based in the 40s. I think it starts out in the 40s, maybe 50s, and goes to the 60s. Sometimes with older shows, or I should say shows that are based in an older time, sometimes I'd be like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. But it was actually pretty good. And even though I didn't know a thing about chess, and I still don't know a thing about chess, it was so good. Please do not let the lingo like confuse you. Don't get stuck on the words and the terminology that they use in the show, because of course it is centered around chess and her chess playing abilities, but you don't have to know how to play chess to follow along with the story. You guys should go check it out. Like, I honestly did not think that I was gonna like it, but it turned out to be a really, really good watch. Love that for me. Number 5 on the list is Teenage Bounty Hunters. And with this one, I watched this show on accident. I was kind of just looking for something to watch because I had ran out of stuff. I'm not sure if it's still available on Netflix because I haven't seen it. And trust me, I be on Netflix every single day, so I would know. But I don't know if they took it off or what. I don't know how that works, but Teenage Bounty Hunters is in the name. It's about teenage bounty hunters. It's 2 girls who are sisters. They go to this, I think it's a private school. Basically, they kind of just started bounty hunting on accident. It sounds dumb, and honestly, when I first seen it, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a no. But it was actually pretty good because there's a lot of other things that happen within the show, and yeah, this is a really, really quick watch too, because what I noticed with the Netflix shows, the Netflix originals, they be kind of short, so they are normally like 30 minutes or less. Next show on the list is The Politician. I also just finished this last week. Netflix be like, are you still watching? And I'd be like, yes, I'm still watching. What do you mean? Has my answer changed all day? No, it hasn't. So The Politician, when you see it, you're gonna be like, no, I don't wanna watch it, especially if you're one of those people who are not into politics like that. And when I first seen it, I was like, ooh, a show about politics? Like, heck no. But what it's really about is a high school student. He is running for, you guessed it, student body president. So the first season kind of takes us through the process of him preparing for his campaign and going through a lot of different things. And let me tell y'all something. I never ran for student council or anything like that in high school. It just wasn't me. But in my high school, I feel like people would take it seriously as far as promoting themselves, make stickers and buttons and hand out cookies at lunch and stuff like that. But in this show, it was like hardcore. Like, he had a freaking whole campaign team. They was coming up with his speeches and things that he wanted to focus on in his campaign. Mind y'all, this is in high school. It's really, really good because not only does it address some things that I feel occur within politics today, but it also has drama in it. So then he also has to find a perfect running mate, and it's a lot. So that was season 1, and then season 2 comes around. He graduates. I don't want to tell y'all what happens in season 2, but just know that it doesn't stop with season 1. Season 2 is just as good as season 1. I really did enjoy it. The main character was, I think his name is Ben Platt, and he was in Pitch Perfect. He can sing, he has a very, very nice voice, and he does do a couple of singing numbers within the series. But it was so good because, like, in season 2, spoiler alert, I'm gonna just have to say it, he ends up running for, and it was a whole lot of illegal going on in season 2. I'm not even gonna go into it, but it was really, really good though, especially how they threw in like the drama for the plot and you know, a little bit of comedy and stuff like that. I thought it was good. I think y'all will enjoy it. Number 7, Julie and the Phantoms. OMG. I think out of this list that I have for this video, Julie and the Phantoms was probably top 2, and it ain't 2. I enjoyed this so much. Like, y'all don't understand. I thought it was so cute. I had watched the trailer or the preview or whatever, and the plot based on the trailer, it seemed pretty interesting, but I couldn't understand what was going on. Like, there was something missing within the trailer. I was like, how is this a show about this? You know, with a trailer, they're only gonna give you so much, so it's gonna make you want to watch the series, and it did just that for me. Because after I watched the trailer, I'm like, okay, I need to watch the show. Without giving away the whole plot, which I'm probably gonna give it away anyway, because Julie is the main character. The Phantoms become her band, and basically, I will go ahead and say it, spoiler alert, the Phantoms are ghosts. Now, if you are watching this, you're probably like, how is her band full of ghosts? It's a good question. If you want to figure out the answer, maybe you should go watch Julie and the Phantoms. Now, I will give you guys a heads up, there is a lot of singing in this series, but for me, as long as the songs are good, I really don't have a problem with sitting through the songs. They're not long, normally like 2 to 3 minutes long, and they're really cute songs. I think I'm gonna go and download the soundtrack because it was so cute. Whoever wrote the songs, A1. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was directed by Kenny Ortega. Either he directed, produced, or did something. He did something with the show. And if you guys are not familiar with Kenny Ortega, he also worked on High School Musical, which I am a High School Musical stan. So when I seen his name, I was like, ooh, really, really good show. Really, really cute show. Really, really nice songs. How many more times I'm gonna say really, really? I don't know. Number 8 is Trinkets. Literally just finished this show probably like an hour before I started filming this video. And this show is about 3 girls who have shoplifting addictions. I don't know, addiction is a very strong word. I don't want to say addiction, however, one of them, their shoplifting issue, problem, whatever, is a lot stronger than the other two. They all come from different backgrounds, all have different situations and different personal problems that they're going through, and they kind of bond over their issues with shoplifting. I didn't think that I was gonna like it because I keep saying that about all these shows, but I didn't think I was gonna like this one because I was like, wow, a show about shoplifting, this sounds dumb. But when I started to watch it, each of them kind of have a reason as to why they are shoplifting. Not trying to justify it, but they're each battling with something different, and that is why they choose to shoplift. Each character is completely opposite from the other two. Their shoplifting, it kind of just leads to something else, which leads to something else, which leads to something else, which by season 2 leads to something super big, and it's like, what the heck? But the characters, they're in high school, so of course in high school you have, you know, your relationships, then you're trying to keep up with your studies, plus all of them be stealing. So it's definitely something different, definitely different than some of the other shows that Netflix has, but it was a pretty good show, I think. I'm not really sure if they got renewed for season 3 because season 2 just came back this year, and I don't know, if you're looking for something different to watch, you should try that out. Number 9 is the Santa Clarita Diet. In this show, Drew Barrymore is in this show, and then the guy, I don't know his name. I don't even know why I was gonna pretend like I knew who the guy was. Drew Barrymore, she's one of the main characters. She basically kind of turns into a living version of a zombie, which doesn't sound right because zombies are technically dead, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Drew Barrymore and her husband, they are in real estate, and one day while they're showing a house, Drew Barrymore gets sick, and then after that, she just craves human flesh. Sis just turns into a full-blown cannibal. She just has to eat humans. And it's such a crazy show because the entire time they're all trying to figure out what is it that has made her turn into this. In the show, she's married and her husband have a daughter. So once the daughter finds out what's going on with her mom, now they're trying to figure out what made her this way and what's causing it. It was good. I read somewhere that Netflix canceled it. I don't know what happened with that, but I mean, you're not gonna get your closure with this show, but if you just need some entertainment, I would definitely say watch it. But do not be expecting for you to have some type of clarity or closure at the end of the series, because I don't think that Netflix is gonna bring it back. According to my research, I could be wrong, but whatever. And the last show on the list is Ratched. This is another show that was based, or the plot takes place back in the day, I think maybe 50s or 60s, not really sure. I just know that it's not within this time frame. Sarah Paulson's in it, and I'm hearing that it is based off of American Horror Story or something like that. They go together or something. Don't really know, don't quote me on it. It's something to do with American Horror Story. I've never watched American Horror Story, so I'm not really familiar with it. However, this show starts out a little bit slow, and at first when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, it's a no. But if you give it a chance, you watch to the end, then things will start to come together. It'll have your mind wandering like, ooh, what's about to happen next? Every single person a part of the show killed their role, period. I think it was pretty good if you're a fan of American Horror Story, and if you like kind of like weird stuff like this, then this would definitely be the show for you. So those are my 10 Netflix shows that you should be binge watching. Let me know down below if anybody has watched these shows before. Let me know if you're planning on watching one of these. I may be able to do a part 3 to this video. It just depends on what Netflix has coming out soon. Hope they got some new stuff coming out, because I be running through these shows like that. Is like that for real, for real. That's all I do is watch Netflix. Y'all let me know if y'all have any questions. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And follow your girl on Instagram at ByMeAlexis. By the way, please do not ask me what's going on with my hair right now. We are struggling, okay? We're struggling. I'm gonna get my life together at some point in time this week. It's just not gonna be today. So, thank y'all so much for tuning in to yet another video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.
They just want to get closer to me, getting colder to me. You ain't no one to me. They won't fuck me over, my team way too cautious. We too sober to leave at 10 o'clock, feeling for the